It's just a cold brew with one shot. Not bad.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know it's fire.
You know why though? It's a different coffee bean from what we're used to. Also, it's from the Yonder Mountains.
Yeah, I guess so. From the shadows. We
Money
are back.
in motion.
Mondays. What's up, y'all? We're back. Another episode. You already know. Keeping it fresh, keeping it live, coming with the hot shit.
That's
Yeah.
new. Hot
The
shit.
hot shit. um,
Hmm.
yeah, so today we got another episode for you guys. And it's gonna be about business, obviously, but the topic or the title of this is gonna be, if you haven't seen it on the thumbnail, do you build the business or does the business build you?
Hmm.
So we're gonna be diving deeper into what this means and reflect on ourselves as to our business journeys and think back to before we were entrepreneurs and kind of talk about what it's been like chasing this creator business owner entrepreneurship life, things we've learned, things we've kind of endured, challenges, difficulties, obstacles, all the good whole shebang. um, what people talk about, freedom, success, the results, the stress, the discipline. We're going to try to cover a lot of these bases and kind of based off our experience and what we've observed and other business owners that we've talked with and talked to, and kind of similarities that we see common with each story, um, that we've heard or we've talked to with. Um, so yeah, let's jump into it. Does the business build you, or do you build the business?
Ain't nobody
Sheesh.
building me but me.
All right. So, who were you before business?
David.
David Meza.
Yeah, I was still David. Nah, honestly, dude.
Yeah. So, who were you like before it was
Shoot,
serious? Before you
man.
felt like you thought about your real goals? If you hadn't thought about like real serious goals, what was David's life like?
Dude, it's so scary to think back and look back and just reflect on who I used to be. Which, I mean, obviously, I'm still a lot of the same person, just with a different mindset, I would say. And
Hmm.
before all of this, I was just the same. I was like a hamster in a fucking hamster wheel, and just in a constant cycle of just
Cycle of life.
cycle of life. Yeah, the things that the average person is doing, right? Is wake up, family, eat, go to work, go to sleep, or school. For certain people, and that was my life. You know what I mean? That was that was David before all of this, and there was no structure.
Yeah.
There was no. I really had no fucking plan, honestly,
Damn.
other than to try
We're
to ex try to go up in like the Rouse company at the time.
mm,
Yeah,
damn.
dude.
That's
That's
crazy.
scary, dude. I had no mindset of I had no bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. So you felt like you were trapped in, well, I don't know if you would say trapped at the time, but in the time you were smaller scoped. You
Yeah,
just thought about what was, in front of you, the job that you currently had and like what was accessible to
exactly.
you, and that was kind of what you ran with.
Exactly, yeah. And it's
So
crazy because you said trapped, but in that time I thought I was doing great.
yeah, that's why I retracted it because um in those times, like I wouldn't necessarily say trapped because that doesn't mean you're necessarily trapped. For some
Yeah,
people, that's where they want to be and they want to grow with the company, and so they're gonna, continue taking those steps.
right.
But for him, before he actually took the jump, which again we've said this in the past, we've always talked about trying to do like a business or something. So I know for him, he, you probably, it's safe to say you probably knew that you didn't want to forever stay there at the time, but you weren't thinking about it at that time. You were just
Yeah.
kind of focused more on like how can I get more money.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not it was in the back of my head, and I think like we were just talking about this, like as a kid, you know you want these things, but as you're thrown life gets thrown at you, unexpectedly, and now you have responsibilities, you have bills, and you kind of just a lot
Yeah.
of people say this, like you forget who you were, or you forget that little kid that was inside of you. And ever since we were little kids, we always talked about doing big things and having all of these big things, right, for our lives. So I think just within getting caught up with just like the Rouse company in general, and like that whole life cycle, it's like, okay, this is realistic things that I should be doing,
Hmm.
and it's so easy to get caught up in that without even trying to expand.
Yeah,
um
I think honestly, dude, like I think part of the reason why that happens is because we're just like we are comfortable where we are at.
yeah,
You know, I
definitely.
think that's exactly what we call the comfort mindset zone. Mindset zone. It's like everyone experiences at some point in their life where they get to a certain point and they're just like, all right, well, either I'm making a good, living, I am able to pay my bills, or even if they're not and they're struggling, they're just like scared of change. So they say, I'd rather stay here than try to go somewhere else and start over. Because it's so weird. And I
Yeah.
honestly still to this day have a hard time understanding or agreeing with this specific style of thinking. But people that have been in a company for like 5 or 10 years are still reluctant to go to a new job, even though they have the skills and are qualified to go and apply for another job and potentially make more money, but they rather not try to do that for their comfortability because they feel like I've already established my time here. Like I don't want to start over. But if you
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, this is not a always success story for everyone, but a lot of the times, people that have reached like six figures plus working in the corporate like corporate life or work structure. I've heard a lot of similar stories where people are saying like I job hopped like from one company to another company to another company because I went from like 50K and then I wanted 60K, but this job didn't offer that for me. So I applied to another place. They gave me 60K and then I used those skills and then I applied for another job to another company and I got
Hmm.
90K and then I
Yeah.
doubled it and then like that's how people grow within 5 to 10 years, making like 100K plus versus unfortunately,
Mhm.
most people think, straight shot in one company. The longer that I stay here and the more that I can grow in the company, like it's a faster way to like making more money, which
Yeah.
can be true sometimes, but it's
Yeah.
not always true. Like I've met people that have been with a company for like 15 years and they're barely in like the same position that I'm at. And I'm like, dude, for 15 years, I would not have been in the same, like, I would not want to be the same position. Like I would have moved up or at least tried to move up, or
Yeah.
done a different job that's going to pay me more. And there's a lot of different factors that play into why people get stuck in these situations, right? It could be maybe they're not qualified, they don't pursue it and other things, but for the people
Mhm.
that are pursuing it, that are just are getting told there's no openings or there's just whatever X, Y, and Z's, like,
They don't push back against it. They
yeah,
don't even try.
exactly. Um,
Damn, dude, that's so crazy to think, actually.
dude, yeah, I was just thinking about this because I met someone that had been in the company for 12 years and they were just trying to get to like the next level. Um, and they were just talking about how like they just never they were in the comfort zone, like they were just comfortable. They were like, "Well, I make decent money. I felt like I was able to pay my bills and everything like
Mhm.
that." But now that everything's getting a lot more expensive, they're starting to feel like more
More
pressure
pressure.
financially.
Dude.
And I'm like, dude, imagine if in the last 12 years you used the skills that you have now and went to like another company and then like jumped to another company and every year instead of getting like a 2 to 3% increase, you got like a 5 to 8% increase because of the skills that you've been like growing.
Mhm.
You would probably been like at 100 plus K.
Dude, man.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's crazy. Yeah, that's why they say pressure builds diamonds, dude. Pressure builds diamonds.
Damn.
That's
Well,
crazy,
shit.
dude. Damn, man, now I'm regretting not taking that promotion.
Which is,
No,
what's
I'm just
funny?
kidding.
Like, I I think like I I've thought about that before too, but dude, we're still so young. Which again, we could always think about like, oh, we regret not taking those positions when we had those chances. Which I think those chances haven't technically like fully gone away. Like, I
No,
think if we really wanted to, we can go and get those.
for sure. I
But
agree with that.
I think not doing those has opened these doors for us, right? Like,
I
oh,
agree.
being an entrepreneur, like trying to start other businesses for us.
Right.
Um, but damn, I would say for me, who I was before the business, damn, I was just a fucking broke college student. Broke college student with no direction as to what I wanted to do really. Um, with my degree, and I still am not using my degree. But I think like I was going to college doing something that I was actually really interested in, and I still am interested in like the things that I learned, which is why I chose it. But I don't know, I just feel like when I got out of college and I started looking at jobs within that field, I realized that those jobs weren't going to pay me remotely close for me to be living a comfortable lifestyle. Um and it's not like it was like a little bit, like a lot of the jobs average range was like 60 to 80,000, but I was already making that at my current job. So I just thought, well, why am I going to leave what I'm doing now to do
Mhm.
another job that is going to pay me the same
Did you look
ish?
did you look into it before going to school?
I did. So if first I wanted to be law enforcement, which pays pretty well for people that don't know. You can easily make six figures. But then I kind of like stopped. I wouldn't say stopped wanting to do law enforcement, but I just think the direction of law enforcement like changed a lot, and I just felt like I didn't really align with everything that was happening at the time. Things are starting to change back to how it was before, like things that I liked before that they took away and whatever. But at the time when I first graduated, it was like, dude, so many things were happening in law enforcement that I was just like
That
not
was
aligning with. So I just chose not to pursue that at the time. I still have until I think I'm 35 to do that if I really want to. I'm barely 27, so I have about 8 years to.
Oh yeah,
If I
you're
really
chilling.
want to go and do it, I can still go and do it. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Fuck it, let's go sign up right now.
But yeah, I mean, you know, in other career wise, like I just thought if it wasn't law, because I could have gone in like the law route, like become a lawyer or things like that, or I could have gone into like behavioral studies kind of thing, or like correction officers or things in that field. But I honestly just didn't see myself really doing like computer work or admin work like that. And I like respect to all the people that are doing like behavioral, um, like advisory stuff. Kudos to you guys, but I just honestly couldn't see myself doing that for the rest of my life. For the pay that you guys get paid, like for the people that are passionate about around it or of it, kudos. But
That's just
you
like
know,
teachers though too, bro.
yeah, you have to like
Dude,
really, 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 really be like super hardcorely passionate about it
yeah,
to be okay with like making what they make, and not to shit on you guys because some of
yeah.
you guys can make pretty good money, like six figures, but
Dude,
I
it's
have I want to
sucks.
make more than that,
Yeah.
like I
Well,
genuinely do.
yeah, dude. That's one of
So
those things where they should be getting paid more, dude, honestly. You know?
yeah,
And
there's
it's so weird though, because then you go to school, at least like looking back, some of the teachers I have, I'm just like, dude, how the hell are you a teacher, you know? So then it almost makes you not feel bad for like what they get paid, but then you also remember the great teachers that
dude,
you actually learn from. We're just like, bro, I wish you got paid more, you know? And that shit,
dude, yeah.
it
I've had
sucks,
some
bro.
teachers. I'm really bad with names, but
Mr. Katie,
Katie's cool as hell. I didn't have him, but I knew of him. He
dude,
was
who's
so
the goat?
everyone that I met was always saying like Katie was super cool. But I've had a handful of teachers that I literally remember like everything about them from like elementary to middle school to high school. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys watching this have a maybe one or two teachers that you guys remember, like how it was the entirety of the semester or year being in their class. And like those are the teachers that really make a huge impact in the trajectory of like, maybe that year or maybe like later down the road, you think back to it and like, damn, like this teacher was right about a lot of the things that they were talking about in their class.
Dude,
Like whether it
facts,
was
man.
um like school material related or just like human to human conversation, that
Yeah.
you just had with them.
Or just as who they were as a person also went a long way because I remember two teachers from elementary. I don't know if you remember Mr. Ponce, bald headed
Yeah,
guy,
Bonsa was
fucking
cool.
super cool. And then my fifth grade
He
teacher,
was the third grade teacher, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was first and third grade. And then Miss Cardenas, dude, and this is what's literally to this day, I ran into her at In-N-Out before and like had a whole long conversation with her, and she remembered me, which is crazy. Um, I remember her fighting like the principals, arguing with them, like saying to let us play flag football on the field because at the time like it wasn't allowed.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember her fighting for us so we could enjoy the time on the field
Mm,
and them allowing it, But like
dang.
little things like that were like it goes to show who they are as a person because if they're willing to stand up for these kids, like they're
Mm-hmm.
obviously willing to stand up not just for themselves but other people that they care about. So
Yep.
that goes to show her as a teacher that she genuinely cared
Yep.
about her students because that's a
Facts.
lifelong lesson without even as a kid you don't realize it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
growing up you start realizing, oh crap, dude, like this actually taught me a real lesson.
Damn. And you know what's crazy? Like that you talk about how she was willing to stand up and like defend you guys essentially or like speak out for something that she believed would benefit you guys. It's like it there's also something where people talk about wanting the results and not realizing that, you know, they had to be uncomfortable first, and that's where the real change happens. And like for her,
Hmm.
I'm sure it was really uncomfortable for her to, maybe be the only teacher at the
Yep.
time to like speak up for something that maybe people think is something so unimportant, like flag football for kids, right? Like what's the difference kind of thing. But look at like for you remembering 20 years later, like dude,
Crazy.
I had so much fun at school and it made it that much better just because we were able to do this that at the time everyone wanted to be playing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and that even translates to like our personal lives, right? Like
Mm.
I think for us, you know, growing up, we reflect on times like these or people like that we looked up to at certain times and we think about like we want a result like yesterday and we are so impatient, but then we remember, you know what? We need to learn how to be uncomfortable first and get out of our like shell, get out of like whatever situation we're currently in that we're so used to being in. So that way we can start seeing change. That
Yeah.
way we can start seeing, where our opportunities are and just being like really being real for ourselves. Um, because I think we really did that for ourselves, like in the last 2 years. Like
Oh
we've,
yeah.
I think, done 360 with like, taking who we are as people and like multiplying that and, and interacting with random guests or random people out in pop ups,
Dude,
inviting
yeah.
people to do like little events that we hosted, making connections and just like putting ourselves out there to do like little projects for people even though we weren't sure if we can do it. So I think
Yeah.
for us, like we think back to the growth happening in those moments.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, fucking business exposes everything.
Facts.
That is so true, man. Yeah, yeah, one thing entrepreneurship does to you, and I believe everybody, and it's gonna happen way faster than you. It's gonna hit you like a freaking one of those China speed trains, dude.
You said China speed trains.
Dude, it's so true, man. Like, it, one day you think you got it all figured out, and then the next day you realize, holy crap, I am weak in all of these areas and I didn't even realize it.
Dude. Yeah.
Dude, for me personally, the biggest one I know I've talked about this before, it was my time management. And my time I'm always on crunch time, dude. Like that was that really it helped me grow so much within time management, dude. Like that was my I felt like I was doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But it made me realize, like, I had no structure at
Mm.
all. I was, wake up, go straight to work, clock out, do whatever we have to do for the business, and then, holy crap, dude, now it's time to go try to get a nap in, you know? And
A quick little 20-second shut eye.
yeah.
Just a little blink.
Yeah, y'all see my eye twitching, dude? I swear I don't do drugs. It's no
Yeah,
sleeping
shout out
caffeine.
to the people that always comment or say something like, dude, they're potheads or they're
Dude,
faded. Dude, guys,
bro,
we do not smoke. And
dude, it is
we
so
we don't
funny.
even drink. Well, David's pretty much sober. I'll drink every once in a while, but it's very like light that I drink. But guys, we're pretty much
Dude,
sober.
we're literally sober Sallies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard that term, but literally, dude,
That it's so funny. People
that is
swear that we're
crazy.
high or that we're like in space when we do these podcasts. And dude, the reason why we're always drinking cafe is because we're just baked. It's hilarious.
I said it's space.
Yeah.
Oh my god, clip
uh,
that. Jeez. Damn,
Anyways, not to sidetrack, but it's just people keep commenting that, and it's just funny.
dude. Yeah, fuck. I just I'm gonna start using some red eye drops.
Yeah, I think like one of the things that entrepreneurship really does to us, like David was saying, or had done for us, is really expose our opportunities, right? Like just to keep it straightforward, is for us, it exposed how comfortable we really were being ourselves. You know, a lot of people don't think about, or they
True,
think,
true, true.
hey, I'm myself, I am who I am, and like this is who I am at work and at home and out in public. But I think like doing the business made me realize like who I was at work, who I was at home, and who I was while we were out doing pop-ups. Like I realized that like that I was suppressing some of myself at work, and I was suppressing some of myself like when we were doing pop-ups in the very beginning, because I was like, oh, you got to be kind of professional, or you got to do this and that. But
That's
then,
true,
you
actually.
know, like
You're right.
as time went on, I stopped, not that I stopped caring for work, because obviously like I can't say whatever the heck is on my mind at work because I can get fired. But
No, me.
but for the most part, like I am completely who I am at work, and like when we do the business stuff, I'm not pretending to be someone else. And we say this in our vlog, our dedicated bros vlogs all the times. It's and even here too, we've said it like
Yeah.
we preach to be authentic, and we preach to just be ourselves and provide like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 100% raw information of, you know, whatever we've been through or who we are as people. And I think doing these has really conditioned me to just not filter myself. Obviously, like I know when to say certain things and when not to say certain things, like around certain people, but I think
Yeah.
it's more for like courtesy versus like, oh, I'm not saying it because I'm scared at the
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 consequences or anything.
consequences or
Or the fucking pushback.
pushback exactly.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what's so funny, dude? I actually had a friend tell me, I ran into her at work and I had actually asked her like to give me some real authentic, I was like, dude, friendship shit aside, like give me some feedback about like the podcast because she watches it, right? And she was like,
Is she
dude,
subscribed?
she's subscribed. Yeah, I made sure.
Shout out to her.
I
Fuck
had
yeah.
asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, sometimes the videos are too long, and like come on, like more like just basic stuff, you know." Um, and then she was saying like, "Yeah, but you curse a lot," and I was like, "Dude," and I feel I have gotten better, but I remember telling her, I was like, "Dude, like." the reason why, first of all, like the podcasts are so long is because we're talkers, dude. Like we'll get lost in a topic, and like that's just who we are, like, and
Mhm.
that's we preach about being authentic, like you were saying. So it would feel weird cutting some of the crap out, right? Like at that point, then it's just like it feels scripted, kind of.
Mhm.
But then also with like the cursing, I was like, well, fuck, dude, I curse all the time in the store. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's hard. Like, I for sure have gotten better. I try to be mindful of that. But then she cursed right in front of me. I was like, dude, you do the same shit. But
Scammer.
yeah, But I think it's for me. I feel I've always kind of been.
Dude, yeah, terrible.
Yeah, pretty bad actually. But no, doing like the pop-ups also, that got me out of my comfort zone because I'm very like loud and outgoing at work, but usually outside of work, I usually like my honestly, dude, I'm just so like
He's pretty reserved.
it's pretty reserved. Yeah, like I get tired and I'm just like, dude, my energy levels of dealing with people it went from up here to like down here.
Mhm.
So within doing like the pop-up events, dude, like that really helped me realize and get better and realize, oh crap, okay, I could actually maintain this the whole time, with still being true to myself at the same
Yeah.
time.
Dude, that's true. And I think that kind of adds into impatience. I think in
Yeah.
the beginning we were so impatient because we wanted results so fast, like right then and there. We want to see a major difference, um like in the way things were happening, going on, and just also um like the result or the outcome of like our videos and things. We wanted results so fast, and we had to like realize that it wasn't gonna just happen right away. We would have to, wait, be patient, put the work in, rinse and repeat, multiple times, change what didn't work, um, and continue doing the things that did work, and keep improving those things over and over and over, so that we can see positive change. But in the beginning, we thought like because we knew it was gonna work, it was gonna work right away.
Yeah.
Like, first try it was gonna happen and we were gonna go viral and that was it. Or we went to a pop up, and because we were energetic, or because we were like outgoing people, that people were just gonna like walk up on our pop up and like buy stuff. And
Which to an extent was
it did it,
is
it did reflect, but in the very beginning, I think when we were unsure as to what was gonna happen, like we were kind of confused. Like when it did happen and we weren't sure, and then when
yeah,
we went to another pop up and we didn't get the same results, we were like, okay, like
what's going
yeah,
on?
what's going on?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is so
Um,
true. You know what
yeah, it's
it,
crazy.
dude? You know what was one of the biggest things actually that it exposed for me also was like my financial immaturity, dude. Because,
Yeah,
uh,
but
well, I mean, obviously because in the beginning with like dedicated bros, dude, me and you were going 50-50 on everything. And then a lot of the times we were covering like for one of our other friends that was like pitching in. And a lot of the times he didn't have money, so I would tell Brie like, dude, I fucking got it. It's cool. But dude, that started adding up like real quick. And then I started realizing like, oh shit, dude, like where did this money going? And I had to come to realization like, dude, I can't be spending money on dumb shit anymore because
hmm
I'm invested in this business. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's that's something a lot of people don't think about, dude. That shit'll expose you in the same month that you started.
hmm
Because guess what? Well, I mean, for us, at least, we've reinvested everything 100%. We have not taken a dime. Everything that we've made, we put straight back in to get
yeah,
more items or better quality equipment like the camera, the mics.
yep,
Everything has been 100% reinvested. So if you don't do that, then you're cooked.
yeah. Yeah, dude, I agree. Like, I think for us, we, I think for us, dude, we're just built different.
This guy.
Dude, it's
This
because,
is the
like,
ego right here.
dude, no, we're just built different because I know what he's talking about because obviously I was there with him. But, dude, it's just going back to something we've mentioned in the past as well is, we were willing to go broke for,
Fuck,
the mission that
dude.
we wanted to complete, like what we wanted to do at the time and stuff.
That's
And
true.
we
We
also
still
wanted
are.
to bring our friends along with us. But I also remember having to like pull him aside and be like, yo, bro, like, dude, I'm all for pitching in, dude. Like, obviously, this is our business. And as much as you want to pitch in, I'll pitch in. But there needs to be a line of like, if someone's going to be a part of something, they also have to pull like their own weight, right? Like, we can't be
Yeah.
rescuing someone or, an investor or anyone when we're doing our part as well. Like that's just business. That's just black and white business. And a lesson that like we had to learn very early on.
Mhm.
Well, it took us a little while to like really like actually stand on that word, but we eventually like sat down, talked about it, and figured it out. But yeah, like he said, because as much as he was doing it in the beginning, I ended up doing the same thing too. Like on the second half of that year, where I was spotting a whole lot of shit too, and then we were both looking at each other like, dude, how much money did we put in that? And then we saw numbers, and we were like, what the
When we
hell?
did when we got our shout out to Eddie.
Yeah, when we did our bookkeeping,
Yeah.
our CPA did our bookkeeping for us, and then we realized like an actual number in front of us and saw a number, and he was like breaking it down to how much we've put in on top of everything, and we
Dude.
were just kind of like,
Oh.
what the
Dude, I'll
hell?
never forget that day, dude.
Yeah, we
I
were
we
so in
went
shock,
blank.
and then yeah, we realized that we couldn't continue. Not that there was a problem with putting that amount of money, it was just that we were putting that amount of money with additional people a part of it that weren't putting that money up.
Hmm. Yeah.
So there
You
just
know,
needs to be equality around in
yeah.
business. If there's equal ownership, 'cause that's what the ownership was prior. It was split in four ways. Ownership,
Mhm.
everyone owned it equally, so everyone needed to be putting their part. So that's where like, not to go too much into detail, but that's where like the lines got blurred for us.
Yeah.
But we learned, and then now with the new business, like everything is 50-50, right? We got our banks set up, we got our credit cards set up, we got everything set up. So, like, it's easier for us to funnel like finances and just be like, hey, just put it on the card. And then, like, we obviously have to pay the card off. So it comes out from our business checkings account or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, dude, but it's so crazy because you don't think we don't think about these little things that just continue building. Next, you
Mm
know, holy shit, dude, we put 10K in. You know
hmm.
what I mean? It just smacks you in the face, dude. That shit'll kill your ego right there, dude. Straight up.
Dude, for real,
That'll
that
kill your
shit,
ego, man.
dude, my ego was killed like the first 5 days
Dude,
actually.
I didn't even have an ego, and then I had an E, and that shit got knocked down to a lowercase.
Dude, for real. But you know what? That's just part of the sacrifices that like people have to make, bro. Like
Yeah, that's
whether things are
true.
going the way you want it to be going or they're
That is
not
true.
going the way they're supposed to be going. Like either or, right? W- Sacrifice is gonna be part of being a business owner. Like if anyone can point out a business owner right now and tag them in the comments or something and say this person did not have to sacrifice anything to be
Cap.
where they're at, like either one, they fucking found a golden mine or some shit on accident or like won the lottery, or two, like dude, it was handed to them or out in some way, shape, or form. But anyone that is starting a brand new business or starting a business in whatever field on their own has had to sacrifice something, whether it's family
Mm-hmm.
time, whether it's
Oh yeah.
money, whether it's friendships, whether it's delayed gratification. Like, dude, they've had to sacrifice something. I don't care what. Sleep.
Oh, that's
stress,
yeah, sleep.
emotions. Like people have had to sacrifice something in any of these categories, and there's more on that list. But
Oh yeah, dude.
um,
Business doesn't just test your skills, dude. That shit tests your character, dude.
mhm.
And I mean, the reason why we did the things we did is because it's part of our characters, right? Like we were talking. Oh my god, dude, you're stupid. Yeah, dude, our character. I think we've talked about this before, actually. We've been. I mean, I feel we've genuinely have not. We've evolved, but we have not changed since we were kids. Because like you were telling the story a couple episodes ago, how like with my first check, we went to Didi's and we
Hell
spent the
yeah.
whole check, right?
Dude, we cashed out on his like I
We
don't know how much of his check, but we went
all
to
of it,
Didi's
dude.
and
I
he
remember
bought
my dad
he
hit
bought me
me.
a pair of shorts and we had like two Little Caesar pizzas right after that.
Dude, that was the
That
shit.
was bomb.
That back in the day, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But like those same characteristics are the reason why I was like, dude, let me spot the rest of this, right? Same reason why you are like, dude, you paid for the whole part last month. Let me take care of this month, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of our character, dude. That's something
Yeah.
that we've always had in us. It's also damn, it exposes you guys for sure, dude. Y'all are getting exposed. If you start a business, dude, you're getting exposed, chief. And you're not even gonna see it coming, dude. But everyone around you is gonna see that shit. That's a promise, dude.
And this is how people lose friends too. Or make friends.
Or make friends,
But yeah, it's
dude.
crazy.
Honestly, dude, we've made some cool ass friends, dude.
Dude, yeah, shout out to the homie Hustle Hard.
Hustle hard,
Um
brother.
yeah. Stay tuned guys.
Giveaway coming soon.
Giveaway coming soon with the homie Hustle
Sheesh.
Hard. Not to like ad plug right now, but we are gonna do a sick ass giveaway. I'll pop his Instagram right here. But the homie Hustle Hard, he has some jerseys that he sells of all types, baseball and soccer, all different types of teams.
Mm-hmm.
I've personally bought one off him and during the Dodgers series last year, and dude, I fucking love that shit. But anyways, we're doing a giveaway with him. He has some sick ass ones. We have some USA and Mexico jerseys
Yes.
that we're gonna be doing the giveaways for. Any sizes, we'll post the details on our stories as to what the rules are gonna be to join the giveaway. But it'll be a free jersey if you guys join it.
Free jersey,
World Cup is coming up, so you don't want to miss it. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That shit would be cool.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So shout out to the homie.
shout out to the homie. Yeah, dude. So like, it's man, I honestly love it, dude. And it's crazy because like most people I think in our positions, dude, like not getting a dime back into our personal accounts, dude, would probably be like discouraged, which at times it can happen, but then you meet cool ass fucking
Yeah.
people or you have a good week, where it's just like, damn, dude, you're riding that high again, and it's
Yeah.
fucking yeah, I love that
Yeah.
shit, man.
I think like one thing that if it's some advice that I can give to someone that is starting a business or already has a small business and is trying to figure out the ropes and has been going through like situations that maybe feel like things are not going the way they should be going for them, or every they seem to be trying to do everything the right way and it's not going the right way and it's just kind of blowing up in their face. Find your balance. Don't lose grip on that. Always revert back to like, a basis, a structure. Because I think having a balance within yourself is what's gonna keep you level headed and what's gonna keep you and your mindset positive. Because again, not to sound like broken records, but it's not always sunshines and rainbows, and a lot of the time, unfortunately, it's a lot gloomier than people make it seem. Like there's a lot more
Yeah.
work that needs to be done. There's a lot more hardships. There's a lot more shit going wrong than right. And there's just like a lot of learning that goes on. And obviously, the only reason why, or the only things that majority of the people show or display are the good things, which is why people think, oh, dude, starting a business is so much fun and easy. Like, I'm going to do that too. is because everyone only shows the good moments. But behind all those good moments, there's probably like 30 or 40, I don't want to say bad moments, but for lack of like just better terms, is hard and tough things that they had to go through to get to those moments. So like
Facts.
that's just like part of the sacrifices, and that's what people don't realize is it costs a lot more to get to the success that people want. And when people realize that how much it's going to cost to get to that success, they stop really pursuing that mission or that goal or that business because they realize, do I really want to do 12-hour days and not make any money? Do I want to do this for an entire year and barely break even? Right? Like it sounds crazy and it is crazy, which is why, again, a lot of successful business owners say, people that are millionaires, people that are billionaires say, everyone at some point has thought I was crazy chasing my dream,
Dude, yeah.
because you have to be crazy pretty much. Like, you got to really just bet on yourself. You have to be essentially okay with being the only one thinking that you can make it, while everyone around you might be looking at you like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Are you dumb? Like shitting on your dreams, shitting on your goals. Like that's just what comes with it. So
Dude, yeah. And it's so funny because everyone does think you're crazy, or they worry about you. They're like, dude, what the hell are you doing, right? There's been countless
stacking my bread is what I'm doing.
there's been countless of times, dude. Literally every time I go visit my dad, my mom, dude, they're always like, dude, you need to get some rest, or this and that, or like they'll be like, dude, I just saw your story last night and you and Bruce were out at 1 in the morning. Like, what are you doing here? And
What you
these
mean, hanging out?
hanging around.
Hanging around.
These are, it's not like it's easier. I think it's easier for me to not pay it so much mind because I'm doing it again with my fucking best friend, right? I'm fucking my brother. So it
This
becomes
fool.
it becomes easier. It's easier to fucking be like, dude, we gotta go do this photo shoot and be out till 1 in the morning, till we get
Yeah.
sometimes not even the right shot, right? And this is what comes with it, dude. Like everybody talks and says they want success until they realize what comes with it, the work that comes with it, the stress, the anxiety, the time away from the
Dude,
family,
for real.
the sleepless nights, the all the money coming in and going right back
For
into it.
real.
Like,
That shit sucks. When
dude,
you
yeah.
see a couple thousand in front of you, and then you're just like, damn, we don't even get a slice of that pie.
Like, damn, let's go deposit it.
Damn. That goes to the next order. I don't even get a 20. Yeah.
um Yeah, dude, and it's so crazy, dude, because I never understood when I would hear people say like, dude, people are gonna think you're crazy, that you're delusional,
I mean,
dude.
we were already crazy before, chat, to be honest. We were psychopaths growing up, but like, this was like a more tamed crazy. Like,
Yeah,
this was like a normal crazy ish.
this was that normal crazy-ish.
Yeah. That's what it is, kind of, just like an entrepreneur crazy.
This guy. Yeah, man. I think who was it? I think it was Mr. Beast, a video of Mr. Beast talking about how like you gotta be crazy and delusional, or people are gonna say you're crazy and delusional and until it works. And I never really understood it until we started like really doing it and just like holy shit, dude, like a lot of these things that these
Hmm.
millionaires and billionaires are not even just like rich people, just people with that knowledge within like business. They always
Dude.
talk about that, dude. Like people are gonna call you crazy. They're gonna say you're crazy for doing it. You're delusional. It's not gonna work. Why don't you try this instead? And dude, man,
Yeah.
honestly, I honestly hate hearing why don't you try this instead or why don't you do that instead. And it's just like, dude, shut the
Dude, you know what's
fuck up.
crazy as you say that, all these things started coming into my head because at some point you reach a point where like going through the business and just going like through the cycle of like people supporting, people not supporting, people judging, people not judging, people questioning what you're doing, people like supporting, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
is you start realizing that you stop caring about what people think. You stop caring for validation.
Yeah.
You stop, you know, looking for, again, the things and the results right away. You start having delayed gratification and knowing like the investment is going to be bigger later than right now.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things start coming because of the experiences you're having, like the people that are in your corner, not in your corner, people judging, people not judging, random people just that you've never known that all of a sudden are supporting you. And then on top of that, like just losing people like that you thought were friends, right? Or realizing friends that were supporters or people that are had always supported you and wanted you to do good that turn on you because all of a sudden you start doing kind of good, and it's like, well, I thought you were a homie, like, or a friend, and I thought friends want to see friends win, but
Yeah.
people start being weird around you because like you're doing certain things for yourself and they like low key are jealous or envious even though they've never wanted to do something like this in the past, so all that stuff like emotionally, as well, you start realizing like, you know I'm not gonna let those things affect me.
Dude,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
dude.
just do me, and whatever comes and goes, and people that leave or enter my life are gonna leave and enter. I can't control those things, and like you reach a like a flow state, a state of like you have a mission. Whoever's with you is with you, and whoever's not gonna be with you then is not gonna be with you, and you just continue moving. The train never stops, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
no brakes on the train. It's like it goes through the stops and people jump on, but there's no like permanent stopping. It's just kind of like people are jumping on and jumping off throughout different points in your life, kind of thing.
Dude, yeah. Well, I mean, how many times do you hear people say like entrepreneurship is the loneliest point of your life for that specific reason, bro? Like,
Dude, so many people talk about that.
right,
It's
dude? Like you
crazy.
you see all these motivational videos are like you cannot progress in life until you are by yourself figuring shit out. And it's so true, man. Like you need to literally stop. I
Yep.
love saying this to everybody because I say this at work all the time. Like, stop giving a fuck about what other people think. It's gonna ruin your life, I
Mm-hmm.
would say. Because then you start overthinking, like, oh fuck, like maybe I should think about this or this person, nah, these person are judging me, just like you were saying, right? Dude, the moment you
Mm-hmm.
stop giving a fuck, dude, and stop trying to take advice from people that you don't want to be like, dude, your life, your vision becomes so much clearer, man. It's literally crazy, dude. Like, nowadays, dude, I am never gonna take advice from someone that I do not want to be like, because why would I, right? If I don't even like you or want to be, if I look at you and I'm just like, you're cool, but I don't want to be like you. Why am I gonna
Yeah.
take financial advice, business advice? Oh, maybe you should try this with your business instead. Like, okay, well, are you doing it? Can you show me some proof, like, sorry, no disrespect to these people, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
take advice from people that are actively doing it or are
Hell
showing
yeah.
their own success in their business, right? I remember I used to ask friends like, "Hey, do you think this garment?" When we're doing dedicated bros, I'd be like, "Hey, do you think this garment looks cool or whatever?" Trying to get like feedback, and they'd be like, "Yeah, it looks cool, but you should try this or do this too and do that." Not, and then I would get like, I would start overthinking it because I was like, "Fuck, dude, like, are we doing this wrong? Maybe we should actually try this instead, because this person is saying that." But then you start to realize like, "Oh shit, dude. Well, first of all, you've never even supported me, so I don't even know why I bothered to ask you in the first place. You you've only ever asked for an item
Yeah.
when you asked for a free item, which is
Facts.
crazy. I mean, and if you don't rock with the brand or whatever, that's totally fine, but don't ask me for free shit. Second of all,
Dude,
third of all,
hate that shit.
if if somebody, and I've learned this again, I've relearned this recently. If somebody is not on the same path as you or actively doing some of the same things that you are doing, you shouldn't be asking for other people's opinions. I'm not going to ask someone that I'm not gonna ask someone that doesn't go to the gym, "Hey, do you think these dumbbells look better than these?" That would be stupid, right? Because then they're gonna give you their opinion, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck, well, maybe, yeah, maybe I don't like these actually. Maybe let me scratch this idea," right,
Yep.
dude? And that is the
Facts.
art of not giving a fuck, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put that in my bio.
There's a book on that actually.
There is. I
I have it
actually
right
just
here.
saw that.
Banger. Read this shit. Some of you guys that care too much about what people think or say,
Dude.
it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson.
I know who I'm giving that book to.
That shit is a banger. Yeah.
Damn.
And it's
My
actually
bad.
right up my avenue when I read that book. Not to sidetrack, but it's a good book because he wrote the book in like a conversation style where it feels like he's talking with you or to you.
Oh, like a podcast format almost?
Kind of, yeah.
That's sick.
Almost kind of. And he like cusses in there. It's funny. Like it's hilarious.
Dude, hey, to the homegirl that told me about cursing, y'all see that? That's a book.
Yeah, that's the art. Not giving a fuck.
Just saying. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you for subscribing.
Yeah, shout out to. If we lose a subscriber, I know who you are.
Damn. We know why.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll block you. Just
Damn.
um, but yeah, I think David like couldn't have said it any better. You know, you have to really just not care about people's opinions. You know,
Hmm.
that's just what it comes down to. You know, if you're too caught up in thinking about what people are saying, what people are judging you on, and what people are trying to have you do for something they've never done, it's like, why are you listening to someone that has never dabbled in this line of work?
Yeah,
You know,
dude.
if it's someone that has done some of that line of work, then okay, maybe hear them out. Maybe you could learn something. But for the most part, it's like, why are you letting someone's opinion that's never done what you're doing, like, have a way on your thoughts? You know, so that's just kind of how I see it. I also don't care. A big part is like reading that book. You know, when I read the book, I actually read it twice, and I was just like, damn, bruh. Yeah, you really just have to not care to be happy, first of all. Like, that's part of being happy,
Dude,
is like when you
man.
don't care about how people see you,
Yeah.
you know, talk about you, people's opinions about you, like all that stuff. If you could truly be yourself, go out, not have to put a fake face or whatever, and just be you, that's part of being truly happy. That's like part of it. And then the other part is doing what you really want to be doing, right? Like outside of whatever those things are. But yeah, in that book he talks about a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah, dude.
recommend the read for those of you guys that are struggling with, you know,
Giving a
confidence
fuck.
in, you know, what people think about you, or even like just people's opinions or things like that. Definitely read it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
but
buy a couple of those for some people at work, actually.
hell no, make them buy it, dude.
That's facts.
Um, yeah, dude. So would you say that success can change you too much or someone too much?
Um, definitely did. Yeah, for
In
the
a good or
good.
bad way?
I think for most people, I think honestly for most people, good, bro. I think for sure most people good. Obviously, there is people that do business with. I wouldn't even say bad intention, bro. Like, I think
Bad
bad
intentions.
intention just comes naturally as you grow your ego bigger. You start getting more successful, right? Not for everybody, but for certain people, that definitely does happen. Where I think it becomes more of chasing the money and the power that comes with it versus where what the whole mission was in the beginning, right? And I think for most people that do start businesses, like the mission is to kind of like us, right? Like help our family, or just if you don't have family, like to get yourself out of a hole that you feel that you're in, right? But
Facts.
yeah, dude, I think it definitely does. I think it does good for more people than it does bad for
Mm,
people.
do you think that people chasing success can lose themselves? Like when someone is desperately like, when that's all they think about is just chasing success versus
Yeah, dude.
becoming
Honestly,
successful on like, I'm not gonna say an accident, but they become successful because they've like done things honestly, like the right way. It's like honest business. You know,
Um,
have you heard that saying where it's like, I
yeah,
have what I have because I've done honest business my whole life versus like people have always had like versus another person that may be successful because they've done like dishonest business, you know, whether it's like scammy stuff or like
that's crazy work,
you
bro.
know, whatever the line of work they're doing, it's like not so honest business, and that's how they've made their money. Which, hey, you know, if you're someone that does that, do you? But you know, people have their own kind of.
Do you think that's even business though? That's tech. I mean, I don't even see that as business, honestly, dude. I just feel
Well, that's not. I'm saying
that's just
success.
scammers right
Well, that's
there.
a version of success. Still, as bad as it
Damn,
sounds, that
dude.
is
Yeah, I
that's a
guess you're
version of
right, dude.
success.
Damn, yeah,
Which is what the
that's
question
fucked up,
is
dude.
do you know, can chasing success have people lose themselves?
Yeah, dude. And I feel like it's very easy to get caught up in that, right? I think, dude, it's like you see a little bit of money and you you get high off of it, it's addictive. It's like drugs, dude. Fucking how many heroin addicts tell you that they got addicted off of the first dose? Dude, it's like that's easily the same way with money, man. Like you see your big check and you're just like,
Hell yeah.
holy crap, I need more.
I saw my first $20 bill when I was like 8 years old, and I was like, it's
It's
over with. I'm addicted.
Yeah, guys, found this food laid out on the sidewalk next to the Chase Bank.
Yep.
Um,
Addicted.
but dude, yeah, and I mean, in a sense, it's happened to me, dude, where I was just working nonstop, and I do it now, all still, but with better intention, you know. Um, it is. It's bad.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. You
But I
have
mean, before it wasn't.
different obligations now.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Now it's like, okay, I have a family that I have to provide for, right? It's not just me being selfish and me doing it for the wants and needs that I want personally.
Dang,
So
it's
yeah, dude,
crazy.
it is no bueno.
Yeah, honestly, I would say people. I think people chasing success can definitely or and do often, I would say, lose themselves because people chasing it like dishonestly or like just being desperate and willing to do anything right to get their hands on some type of money or whatever the case is and some 5 minute fame. Like, think about the shit people are doing
Dude,
nowadays,
yeah.
bro. Like with live streaming and like all this other content stuff. Like people are doing the craziest things just for a clip, just to go viral, just to make headline of
That's
whatever
so
thing.
true.
And it's like, dude, no normal person. And again, I guess that's why like they're successful, right? But in my head, I'm like, dude, people are getting canceled because they're saying some fucking out of pocket stuff. And it's like, dude, for what, bro? Like, why are you going? Like, what are you doing? Like, what does that bring to you besides, like, I guess, fame and money? But then you
Yeah.
see, like, they get canceled, they get removed from all these platforms, and it's like, well, there goes your career, bro. Like, you
Hmm.
just threw all this money out the window because you wanted to be a clip, you know,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
20-second clip.
Yeah. There's a difference from people that are just naturally like that and that truly believe in what they do, but you can really they stand out from the rest, right? Because you'll see one video, like you said, that goes viral of this nobody that said the craziest shit or did the craziest shit, right? In public. And like you said, it goes viral, they get their money, and then they're canceled.
I think just people are willing to obviously push the extreme and really test boundaries of a lot of things out right now, and because everything is publicized and everything is on live stream and like all that, you know, once people say and do something on live, you can't go back, right? They're watching it in real time. So
Yeah.
that's why people think like, let me push the boundaries, let me do this and that, and then next thing you know, they say one wrong thing, and then it's like, well, I thought it was gonna be funny, and then it wasn't, and then now I lost all this,
Hmm.
sponsorships or whatever the case is.
What would you say is like the best way to stay grounded while chasing like more? Or what
Uh,
are things that people can do to be as be as true as possible and just not lose themselves within there?
I would say surround yourself with people that are one like you, and two, don't forget like the struggles that made you want to do what you're currently doing. Like the reasoning, the true reasoning
Hmm.
behind why you're trying to do the businesses or to chase success or financial freedom or whatever the case is. It's like for us, right? We always think about back to damn when we were kids, like when we used to, you know, I used to have the bread, you used to have the peanut butter. We would hang out and like
Dude.
we were not rich families, right? Like we would eat a whole loaf of bread with peanut butter and jelly in one sitting, and like that
Dude.
was our food.
And we
Like
would get in trouble for
we
that
would
shit.
eat we would eat tortillas with butter
And
and
butter and
tapatio.
tapatio.
Like that's the stuff we were eating, right? My
That was
mom used to
snap.
make a lot of like rice and beans. Like that's what we were eating, Like I think those are the times that I look back on and I'm like, dude, those are some of the best times that I lived in. And I'm thankful for the life that I have currently. Like I'm able to provide for myself and like provide for family and like, do things that I'm doing. However, I'm not doing it for my current state right now. I'm doing it for the younger me that like went through that so that I can have like generational financial freedom. Like it's not just like, hey, this business I want it to last just my lifetime. Like I want to build something that I can pass down to like my nieces and nephews or like family that wants to like also grow and become bigger than what they think they're capable of. Like
Dude,
that's
yeah.
what I think about when I'm doing this. Um so I think that's like what helps me stay grounded. Um just obviously like staying humble, right? Like
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like openly talk about it, and like there's probably gonna be someone that like is gonna say, well, you don't have to say to be humble if you're humble, right? But I think like because we're talking about it, most people like just think about like those things that you do on your day-to-day basis. Like what are you doing to give back, right? Like,
Dude, straight up, bro.
even when you don't have a lot, like you can still do small things to give back. Like
Dude.
I think a lot of people don't realize that those things, but we've done things for people and like we've not haven't like always put it on like our YouTube channels or whatever, but we've done things in the past to like help and just like support and do other things for people, but we're constantly giving back and trying to help even friends that are starting businesses because like they're friends or like we just have fun doing it or whatever the case, and then like we meet people that way, and like that's just how positive comes back to us. And like I think that's what also helps us stay grounded, like doing those things. Because then like if we thought we were too cool and too good for everyone, like we wouldn't have made half the even 80% of the connections we've made now, right?
That's so true, bro.
So that's like the things that I think about when we're
Sheesh.
freaking like going through all these things is just like why am I doing it? Who am I doing it for? And like obviously part of it is for me, right? Like I want to do it for me, but also like if if it's not just for me, like I want to do it for like the rest of my family kind of thing.
Yeah. Bro, that's so true, dude, because a lot of the times, like you said, sometimes people don't see what's behind the camera, right? Like you said, we've done so much shit, dude, for other people just because out of like love or just we enjoyed their company, whatever the case is, dude. And it was all in good faith, right?
Mhm.
That does definitely help stay grounded, like looking back at that stuff. Dude, I quick little story. I remember I was just talking to my grandma about this. We
Shout out, Grandma. I seen you commenting.
I know.
She found the
um,
comment section and went
dude,
crazy.
I know, bro. I'm never sending her a comment section again. But I'm just kidding, grandma. Love you. But dude, we were literally on the phone for like an hour and a half the other day. And we were talking about how my uncle was recently blessed with stuff, right? But we were reflecting back at we lived in on Sheldon Street in an apartment, and at the time it was my mom, my two of my aunts, and my grandma. That it was a four-bedroom, and then my tia and her family ended up moving in with us. So, dude, there was literally like 12 people in this apartment, right? As a kid,
Sheesh.
it was the greatest time of my life because I had all my cousins there, and at that time I was
Hell no. The
more with my
neighbors
mom.
for sure called HOA on
They
you
did.
guys.
They complained every
100%.
day. They complained all the time, actually. Um, and it's so crazy though, bro, because like when you said like the whole rice and beans thing, dude, my we had one table that would expand, and it was literally like a school freaking cafeteria line, dude, where my grandma would call us
The
all from
kids would eat and
outside.
the adults would eat and
Bro,
like
we would go with our plate, the stupid disposable plates that would freaking like dissolve with a tostada. She would put like the beans on there, the cheese, the rice, the lettuce, and then the salsa,
damn,
and then
sounds bomb
all right,
actually.
go off. But dude, and it's so crazy, dude, to think that there was that many people in that, cause like, dude, they didn't. I don't know if I mean between like not making enough money and like poor money management, we were poor, right? We didn't have enough to obviously freaking afford a house, but things like stories like that, dude, I always like look back on, and because of those days, dude, I'm
Mhm.
able to like wake up and just be fucking like genuinely like grateful for like what we have, dude. And like, yeah, we don't have all the things that we want, dude, but you know what? Like my family's fed, the bills are paid, our business is growing, our podcast is growing, we're growing, dude.
Hell
And
yeah.
literally, dude, like when I feel like I'm having a bad day or a bad moment, I just think about like, dude, you know what? I'm grateful to at least even be doing these fucking things, you know? And that is part of being humble, right?
Yeah.
Like these are the things that a lot of the times like we lose ourselves like within success, and it's like, dude, you need to really look back at where you started, because things like that you start realizing, oh crap, like okay, maybe I'm swerving more this a little too far to the left, you know,
Mhm.
like let me go back into the right direction, you know?
Facts. Damn. Bars on bars, chat. We're cooking. Damn. So I guess, just to kind of end off here, like, what would you say the main, main, lesson is?
Main lesson, man, dude.
Is it about money, discipline, mindset, patience? Like,
Dude, patience is
what would you
key.
say is the biggest lesson for
Damn, you know what, dude?
business?
I think you would agree with me on this one.
Nah, I don't already.
I'm about to humble your ass.
Oh,
Dude, discipline, I think, has to be the most important, because if you are not disciplined in
yeah.
anything that you do in your life,
Damn, I agree. Fuck.
you already know this, Julio. Dude, discipline reflects in anything that you do at work,
Facts.
at home, your relationships, your fitness life,
Dude.
your money habits. Dude, if you are not disciplined in any of those things, it's gonna show immediately. And people that are disciplined are gonna
Yeah,
spot you like a sore thumb, dude. Dude, tell me you
dude.
don't agree with me.
I do agree, actually.
End it right now,
I mean,
chat.
I don't agree, but I
Just
do
playing.
agree.
Ah.
Just kidding. No, yeah, dude, I would say for sure 100% discipline because, dude, like you said, discipline is where you either do it or you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
today, if we didn't have discipline, we wouldn't be shooting this podcast. We could have just easily been like, nah, let's go do something else. Let's focus on something else. But we know we got to get a podcast done, so we do it. Or, hey, we got to go to work. We go to work because we have to, right? Like, some people would just be like, oh, I'm going to call out. I don't feel good. But, dude, like, when do we call out? Like, never. So, same thing with working out, like you're on your workout fitness journey right now too. And it's like you go even though you're tired as fuck, it's like
Yeah.
I go after work lately. I've been going after work lately and like literally the last 2 days. Oh, 2 days ago, it was leg day. I forgot my clothes and I was literally trying to
Oh my
convince myself
God.
to not go to the gym because I had jeans on and it was leg day. I forgot my clothes and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go. And literally, I was like driving home and I was trying to convince myself to not go because why would I go do leg day in jeans? But I was like, all right, if I'm not gonna actually do like leg day, then I'm gonna go do the stairmaster at least because that's some type of legs. So I was literally on the stairmaster with some jeans and my work shoes, and I did 100 floors, 30 minutes at
God
level 8.
damn.
Yeah, because I
Fuck.
was like upset. Literally, I was like shit talking myself. I was like fucking being a bitch. You wanted to forget your clothes, making excuses. So literally, like I was beating myself up going at level 8. Like this is what discipline is. It's like you're gonna push yourself to do that shit
Dude,
now.
if any of you guys know, dude, leg day is literally the worst day because
Yeah.
your whole body gets fatigued after that shit. So I already know a lot of y'all don't be hitting legs for that
Yeah.
specific reason, dude. Because you can hit legs twice a week, dude. I don't care how strong your legs are, bro. Hitting legs, you're cooked the next three
Yeah.
days, dude.
So yeah, I would agree. Like discipline in all avenues of your day to day life is like a reflection of how productive your day is gonna be,
Yeah, dude.
how impactful you're gonna do in your business or be in your businesses, like the outcome of your business, the outcome of your day to day work life, the outcome of possibly your relationship life. Discipline reflects deeply in every single aspect.
Yeah.
Whether you agree or not, like that, honestly, I would say like it's just true no matter if you agree or not, honestly.
Yeah, y'all just ain't disciplined. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Dude, let me ask you something real quick. A little off topic, but how much different is it hitting the gym after work versus before how you
Dude,
would hit it before?
honestly, it sucks.
It sucks.
Dude, it
Dude, yeah.
sucks
It is
so
the
bad.
worst.
Like, dude, I think I've built way more discipline. Not that I wasn't already disciplined in going to the gym, because it's like a routine for me, regardless. Like, I go no matter what, but going after work, being fucking tired and still having the energy to go, or like finding the energy, like, I don't even know where I pull this energy out from. Like, I've lately been going to the gym and I'll sit in my car for like 20 minutes just to like like decompress,
Decompress.
decompress a little bit before going in. But I always go in before midnight because I get off around 11 and I get to the gym around like 11:20, and I go in always like 11:45 is my cutoff time. Like as soon as it hits 11:45, that's the latest I'll get out of my car no matter what. So I've given myself like a cutoff time. Like no
Yeah.
matter how tired I am, as soon as it hits 11:45, I always get out of my car. Like I don't question it. It's like an alarm kind of
Yeah.
for me. Like I see
That's
the thing on
crazy.
my car, it says 11:45. I don't question it. I don't think about it. I just get out because I know that I'll psych myself out.
Yeah.
But it's tough. Like there's days where I'm just so tired and I'm like, dude, I don't want to freaking go. Like I don't even have like dude, like I was saying, just the example that I use of forgetting my gym clothes is I was super tired. I forgot my clothes at home. I didn't want to do the stairmasters or even on like any workout in jeans. So I was just like, damn, and my work shoes. But I didn't let that stop me because I knew like if I fall off today, it's gonna push me back a day of working out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it for sure is a different breed. Like going after work and super late at night too.
Dude,
Like I
yeah,
go
dude.
pretty much at midnight, and I don't get out of the gym usually till like 1:30, 2 in the morning. And then sometimes I'll still hit the recovery room for 30 minutes. So that shit is.
Dude, I hit that shit Mando every day, bro. Not even joking, dude.
um, but yeah, like that is a different breed. One thing that, since we are on the topic, not to sidetrack too much, but that I seen different from working out before work and after work is when I was working out before work, I felt like I was having like more energy throughout the day because of like that boost of energy. Even though like you're having a workout and you're getting tired, like I would get home, shower, get ready for work, and I would go to work like high energy because of obviously like all the fucking shit going through my body, like my blood flowing.
Your blood flow, yeah.
But going to work, not having hit the gym, I feel like my body is like starting up while I get at like while I'm at work. So I feel like sluggish.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Dude, yeah. I get exactly what you mean, dude, because that's
Yeah.
how I feel like driving to work, dude. That's why literally when I'm driving to work, I have to be snacking on like some fruit or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I'm just like, boy, I'm brain fog already, dude. But driving to work is tough.
Yeah.
It is tough, guys. If I'm not sipping on like water or something, I have to be snacking on something, dude. Or I have to be watching like some interesting news article on shit on YouTube or some shit in order to keep my brain like wired and shit,
Wired
dude.
and on.
And even then, like once I get to work, I gradually feel my body like, okay, we're awake. We're
Yeah.
waking up. We're waking up.
Damn.
Started wetting my face now too with like really cold water. And like
Heck.
that's been helping me, but dude, it is yeah. I
Damn.
want to experience hitting the gym before work because working overnight, guys, sucks.
Hell no.
Has a lot of pros and cons, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
But
All
yeah.
right,
Anyway,
chat.
so I think we agree. Discipline,
Discipline,
discipline.
yeah.
I would say after like right away is like patience, but I think for sure discipline
Honestly,
is a key thing.
I would say consistency.
Ooh,
Discipline, consistency,
yeah,
patience.
yeah, that's true.
That's what I would say
Yeah, you're
is
right. No,
my
no, you're
order.
right. You're right on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, that has been today's episode. If you guys enjoyed it, you guys already know what to do. Like, comment, share, repost this on your stories, tag
Repost.
us, comment in the comment section what you guys think on any of these topics that we talked about today, or what your idea is on.
Also, comment hype in the comment section if you guys can. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is a
Oh
way
yeah.
for YouTube's algorithm to figure out that we're trying to get the hype button. If you guys don't know, it's this new thing on YouTube videos. You'll see
Mm-hmm.
like a little shooting star thing. That's the hype button. If you guys ever see it in our videos, please hit that. We are trying to get that locked in with YouTube.
Yeah.
My bad, I cut
So
you off, but yeah.
now you're there. But yeah, you guys already know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff, share if you can. Um, and yeah, it's been Money Emotion Monday, and we're out.
Peace.
Peace.